Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque says the declaration of a revolutionary government would be an option if the Duterte administration is in its death throes. He defines this as attempts to wrest power from the duly elected chief executive. Roque's remarks comes a day after rallies were held to protest or support the declaration of a revolutionary government in the country. He insists the declaration of revolutionary government is a non-issue at the moment, since there's no reason to consider it. Roque says, quote, "The president said that if the government is not in its death throes, then a revolutionary government is not needed." Roque also says Duterte continues to be popular with very high public approval and trust ratings. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III suspends the school-based dengue vaccination program, following concerns over the risk posed by the Dengvaxia vaccine to those without prior infection. This follows an advisory of French pharmaceutical giant Sanofi Pasteur that Dengvaxia could cause more severe cases of dengue if administered on a person who had not been previously infected by the virus. The Food and Drug Administration will also stop the sale of Dengvaxia in the Philippine market until Sanofi replaces its packaging label to reflect their new warning. The school-based vaccination program was launched in April 2016 by former DOH Chief Janet Guerin under the presidency of Benigno Aquino. The target was over 1 million 9-year-old students enrolled in public schools in the National Capital Region, Central Luzon, and Calabarzon. 3.5 billion pesos was spent for the program, funded through Syntax revenues. The DOH already paid this amount in full to Sanofi. Duque says as of November 2017, more than 730,000 children ages 9 and above received the first dose of the dengue vaccine in the 3 regions. He allays fears of parents who are worried about their children who had been administered the vaccine, particularly those with no prior infection. Duque says Dengvaxia has a 30-month protection period against dengue, regardless if the child had prior infection or not. In the next 5 years, DOH will closely monitor all the children who were given the dengue vaccine. The Senate and the House of Representatives on Friday begin deliberations on the tax reform bill to thresh out differences between the respective versions. Congress has only 6 session days left to approve the tax reform for acceleration and inclusion, or TRAIN, before it adjourns for the Christmas break on December 15. Once the bicameral conference committee finalizes the bill, the Senate and the House have to ratify it before President Rodrigo Duterte can sign it into law. With the 2 versions starkly different from each other, legislators are expecting lengthy debates and discussions on the measure. The House and the Senate have different tax rates on automobiles, sugar-sweetened beverages, and fuel. The Senate version proposes lower levies. The Senate version also contains provisions that are not in the House version, such as taxes on mining, coal, cosmetic procedures, and the exemption of prescription drugs and medicines from value-added tax. TRAIN was originally targeted to be implemented by January 1, 2018. Congress has so far scheduled BICAM sessions until Tuesday. The Sandigan Bayan's 3rd Division on Friday approves the motion to consolidate the Mama Sapano cases of former President Benigno Aquino with other similar cases at the court's 4th Division. The cases were earlier raffled to the 3rd Division, chaired by Presiding Justice Amparo Cabotaje-Tang, Aquino's appointee. The Office of the Ombudsman motioned to consolidate Aquino's case with similar charges pending before the 4th Division against former Philippine National Police Chief Alan Purisima and ex-PNP Special Action Force Director Getulio Napeñas. Aquino's camp did not oppose the Ombudsman's motion. The 4th Division is chaired by Associate Justice Alex Quiros, an appointee of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. A New York Times report says United States President Donald Trump is set to replace State Secretary Rex Tillerson with Central Intelligence Agency Director Mike Pompeo. Asked if he wants Tillerson to remain in his post, Trump only says, quote, "Rex is here at the White House." This is a break from Trump's usual expression of confidence in his state secretary. Trump and Tillerson have aired striking differences in public. Trump previously tweeted Tillerson was wasting his time pursuing contacts with North Korea. Tillerson was quoted as having said Trump was a moron. The state secretary has also defended the Iran nuclear deal, which Trump disavowed last month.